Young Bleu is a rapper and singer from Mobile, Alabama, who's collabed with some of the biggest names in hip-hop. But recently, news broke that he was arrested after a shootout in Los Angeles. Let's take a closer look at what happened. According to multiple media outlets, Young Bleu was with his team in LA, enjoying a meal at the popular restaurant Bossa Nova on Sunset Boulevard when someone tried to rob him. They were waiting for their food when an unknown suspect ran up on them and tried to rob the rapper and his crew. But the thief probably ain't realized that Young Bleu's team was ready for the smoke and able to defend themselves. A shootout followed, with Young Bleu's manager getting grazed in the arm. But luckily, nothing was taken and no other serious injuries were reported. After the altercation, Young Bleu and his team fled the scene. They had to return later to pick up their car. When they got back to the restaurant, the police was already waiting for them. When the cops arrived on the scene, they searched the car and found some guns. So, Young Bleu was charged with criminal negligence and possession of a firearm. He was booked but later released on a $35,000 bond. Footage from the arrest was later released to the internet. It shows the police searching the trunk of the car and finding a weapon. It also shows a member of Young Bleu's entourage speaking with the police while another man is in handcuffs. The robber managed to flee the scene and has not been arrested yet. According to the Shade Room, the attacker first robbed someone next to Bleu and his team, then went toward them. At first, they was on a side street, but then ran around front where there was a surveillance camera. There was no camera on the side street where the incident started, and the footage only showed Bleu and his team with weapons, not the robber. So, it seems like the rapper and his crew reacted in self-defense, but the police may have gotten a different impression of what went down based on the footage and the guns found in the whip. LA is currently going through a huge crime wave, with violent crimes and property crimes up 17% in 2021. Plenty of major celebrities have been the victim of robberies and home invasions, which has many fearing for their safety when moving around the city. It seems like Young Bleu was just a recent victim in this wave of attacks. He's also no stranger to police harassment. Back in August, he was arrested for driving with a suspended license in Gainesville, Georgia, after a local business owner called the police on him and his team. Young Bleu was visiting a store called Absolute Trailer Sales to buy a trailer for his upcoming Moonboy tour. While he was in the parking lot waiting to be helped, the owner called the cops. The owner claims that he called the police because he dealt with a suspected fraud incident the week before. But he ain't say what made him suspicious that Young Bleu and his team might have also been trying to commit fraud. The rapper got the interaction with police on camera and accused the store owner and the cops of racial profiling. The police officer said she pulled him over because his license plate tag was obstructed, but Young Bleu tells her that he saw the owner inside calling the police. Apparently, the rapper was already questioned by another group of cops before he started recording, but they eventually left because they had no probable cause for an arrest. Then, just minutes later, another police officer arrived on the scene and questioned him about his license plate, which led to him getting cited and arrested for a suspended license.
Got your license, buddy?
You just gonna sit here and lie like that?
You literally can't see what state your tag's from. I can't stop you illegally, you know that.
Young Bleu accused the police and store owner of racial profiling.
Police pulling up, damn near drawing their weapons on us for no apparent reason. We fear for our life, and just racial profiling in general.
In an IG post about the incident, he wrote, "These Gainesville, Georgia police officers are racial profiling us. They approached me and my team for absolutely nothing, trying to buy a trailer for my tour at Absolute Trailers. The owner was an old white guy who called the police, talking about the suspect fraud. I was just trying to buy a trailer." He later took back his statement about the police and said his real beef was with the store owner, not the cops who were just doing their job. In a long IG post that was later deleted but captured by Say Cheese, Young Bleu apologized for taking his anger out on the Gainesville police. But he claimed he was unfairly profiled as a fraudulent thief by the store owner before he even knew his name or interacted with him in any way. He doubled down that he planned to sue him over the incident and that he wanted to use his platform to shut down that kind of ignorance. So, it seems like Young Bleu's had a tough few months, but ain't did nothing to warrant the treatment he's gotten from the police. It sounds like he and his team were just protecting themselves, but ended up getting caught up because the robber got away. Just before the incident, Young Bleu got on social media and talked about how he spent over $100,000 on security to protect himself and his people. But it sounds like he didn't think he needed armed security to go out to eat. With the recent crime wave going on in LA, people need to be on alert everywhere, especially if you're a well-known rapper. Even though Young Bleu's been going through it over the past few months, for the most part, he stayed out of trouble since he came into the game. Young Bleu's from Mobile, Alabama. He grew up in a big family and says he has about 10 siblings. He lost his younger brother to street violence when he was 18 or 19, which influenced him to stay out of trouble and focus on rapping. He was always drawn to music and started rapping at age 11, but growing up in the Deep South, he didn't have the tools and opportunities he needed to develop his talents. So, he used to record himself on his cell phone on the bus to school and work on his music as much as possible. As he got older, he got a little money together and bought some studio time, which helped him take his sound to the next level. He dropped his first mixtape, Hello World, in 2012 at 18 and started building a buzz in Mobile. One song off that project, Go Ahead, produced by Drummer Boy, ended up being a hit and helped him start booking shows in the area. But he wasn't making enough money to fully support himself off music. So, he got a job at a local pipe mill to pay for his dream. He took the money from his day job and put it back into his music. He even called his next mixtape series Investments to show his mindset when it came to making music. he continued dropping mixtapes over the next few years, making the transition from being a traditional street rapper into incorporating more soul and R&B. Changing up his style helped attract a wide fan base and improve his streaming numbers, but he still wasn't getting the kind of national recognition he thought he deserved. So he started reaching out to people he thought might be able to help him start opening doors. He ended up tapping in with Lil Boosie's brother, who liked one of the songs he sent him. Bleu was trying to get his music to Boosie, but realized that if he just DM'd him, it'd probably just get lost in all the other messages that artists sent him. So Bleu went through his page, looking for someone who was close to Boosie, but had a lot less followers. He ended up finding his brother and DM'd him the track. The plan worked, and Boosie's brother liked what he sent. He passed it along to Boosie, who also liked the song, and ended up flying Young Bleu out to Atlanta. Boosie was Young Blue's favorite rapper, so the cosign was a major turning point in his career. Boosie ended up doing a show in Mobile and gifted Young Bleu a chain. Not long after that, he signed a deal with Columbia Records through Boosie's Badass Music Syndicate. In 2017, he dropped the 4th installment of his investment series. The project featured the hit tracks Miss It and Ice on My Baby, as well as a guest appearance from NBA YoungBoy on the track First. So after years of grinding, Young Bleu was finally starting to break into the industry. After that, he made a bold move that not many young rappers in his position would probably make right as they were starting to blow up. He approached his mentor Lil Boosie about getting out of his contract so he can go back to being independent. He still wanted to be affiliated with Boosie's imprint, but didn't want to be under the direction of a major label. Boosie helped him negotiate the deal, and he ended up setting up his own independent label, Vandross Music Group, named after another one of his musical idols, Luther Vandross. It ended up being a smart move because the rapper got one of the biggest cosigns of his career not long after. He released his first independent EP, Love Scars, The 5 Stages of Emotion, in 2020. NBA player DeMarcus Cousins ended up hearing the project and was really feeling the track, Your Mind Still. So Cousins reached out to Young Bleu and promised to connect him with Drake. He was a man of his word, and Drake later appeared on a remix to the track, which was released through OVO Sound on October 16, 2020. The Drake cosign helped the song blow up and peak at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song's success also gave Bleu a bump in popularity and helped Love Scars enter the Hot 200. Since then, Young Blue's career has gone nowhere but up. He's followed up with multiple hits that have cemented him as a serious artist and not just a one-hit wonder. In July 2021, he dropped his debut album Moon Boy, which featured guest appearances from some of the biggest artists, including Chris Brown, 2 Chainz, Kodak Black, Moneybagg Yo, John Legend, Kehlani, and more. So it seems like the skies are the limit for Young Bleu if he can stay out of trouble. This most recent case will probably be dismissed or just result in a slap on the wrist. Young Bleu don't have a long criminal history or prior felonies, so the penalty probably won't be that serious. Plus, it sounds like they only fired back in self-defense. But maybe this is a sign that Young Bleu needs to stop moving around without security, even if he's just eating at a restaurant. That way, if something goes down, there's no way he gets blamed for it. More details in the case will likely come out as police investigate. So stay posted for updates.